And I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day. I am back here with our live wrestling news and chat with my awesome co-host, Jason from Not Suitable for Mom channel on YouTube. Jace, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Bit achy still, but getting there.
Yeah, well, welcome back. You weren't here last 2 weeks ago, but you are back, baby. So, welcome back. And we have our buddy from CSB Wrestling.
That's right. Hello.
Steve, how you doing?
Doing good. Let's see how weird this live gets this time.
Yeah, hopefully no spiders crawl across my path while we're doing the live.
I was talking about the weird comments last week, or last time.
Oh yeah, that was Jason. You missed out on that one. That was quite the.
A lot of random accounts talking about random butts. That's all it was. So.
Yep, random butts and sizes and shapes and all that fun stuff.
Yes, it was
all right.
Stuff. Yeah, just what you want on a Saturday night.
Not suitable stuff.
Yeah, it was actually right up your alley, Jace. It was not suitable for mom.
We needed you there that time, yeah.
Exactly.
Not suitable for ours.
Yeah. Nope. But Steve and I just kind of plugged on and tried to ignore it as best we could. So.
Yeah.
Some of it was funny,
so
it was hard not to. But.
What's that, Jace?
I said it's what you can do.
Yeah.
Yep. Just suck it up.
Views, so.
Yeah, views. That's all I said. Yep. Thanks for the views. All right, so we're just going to quickly get to a couple of sad things that have happened in the past week or so. We had a young gentleman by the name of Cody Green. He died in a car accident in Texas. He is a Missouri native, a former head coach, and a wrestler for the Sackman Wrestling. He won several trophies. He was the first state champion in wrestling. Former Mizal wrestler. He was a Sackman Jaguar, and he will be remembered for his wrestling moves and unbeatable spirit. He passed away in the car accident on September 7th, 2021. Details about it have not been given out, but we wish his family all the best, to the Martin and the Green family.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't say that I'm aware of who he is, but it's always sad.
I think he was more well known in the U.S. than he was to us, because I am not very familiar with his name either. No. But also we have Daphne Anzar, or her real name is Shannon Sprayle, died at 46 after posting a suicide video. It was a very disturbing video. She was found September 9th, which was last Thursday. In 2021, she was found by her best friend. And unfortunately, she was dealing with mental health and everything else. Yeah. And Steve, you got that number to put up for me, if you don't mind adding that. But she was battling mental health and everything else. And we have this number here. If I add it to the stream here, this number here at the very top left-hand corner of the screen, if anybody is dealing with depression or anxiety and needs someone to talk to, please call that number. It is a national number, worldwide. Please get help. That's all we're saying. If you need help, get it. We hate to see people going through things alone, and you're not alone.
Definitely not.
That number is there. Yeah, it's very sad that happened. I am very, saddened by that. Totally. Yeah.
No, when you said Daphne, I had visions of the woman that was in WCW.
Yeah, that's who it was. She started in WCW in 1999 to 2001.
Was that?
Yeah, Foley said that she was a big loss to her family and friends. She retired in 2011, played a large role in total nonstop wrestling as well.
Yeah.
She went by the Scream.
Yes, thank you, Steve. But
she was a good character.
Very much so. She's like a
wasn't she with Crowbar or something like
that? I'm not quite certain, but Steve knows more about her than I do. But
that's what I think of. She always used to have black hair with ponytails, white red lipstick.
Yeah.
Bit sort of like kooky.
Yeah. Yeah, very much. Yeah, she'd definitely be missed.
I think she was with Vampiro for a while as well, if I remember rightly.
She was known as the Scream for a while.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But our
good
best wish.
though.
Yeah, she was really good. But our best wishes to her family and friends in this time. Hey, Carol, how's it going? Rach, welcome in. How you doing, sweetheart? Good to see you. But yeah, our hearts and our prayers go out to those families. We're sorry for your losses, but we wanted to make sure that we notarize that. And like I said, if you do need help, get help.
She was with David Flair as well, because I think it was David Flair, Crowbar, and Daphne, if I remember correctly.
Absolutely.
Little team. Yeah.
Very
that's a shame. Yeah.
Big tragedies. I mean.
Yeah. So,
if you guys ever know anyone that's going through anything, no matter how small it might seem, I mean, it's always something there. People bottle up their emotions a lot. I mean, I do.
They do that.
So I mean, you got to really just
get help.
Even if you don't think someone's wrong, just say hi to them sometime. Have a conversation. Just keep up with them. Make them know that they're not alone in this world. That's really all you got to do.
Yeah, because no one's really alone, and we want people to know that. You know what I mean? They feel alone sometimes, even though there's thousands of people around them, but they could still be alone. So just make sure you check in with them constantly, even just bring them a coffee, send them some flowers, say hi, like Steve said, check in, make sure they're doing well,
Yep.
So, all right. But yeah, our thoughts and prayers go out to families that suffer from anything related to that and everything else. Okay, bye. All right. So, can you shut my door, please?
Oh, I thought you were saying that to us. I'm like, dang, that was a quick live.
All right.
That's all the news this week. That's all the news this week. That's it. Goodbye. See you in 2 weeks.
No, that would be my over dramatic 13-year-old.
Right. He's that age. Yeah.
Carter, stop. All right.
You mean the guy that saved you from the spider?
Yeah. Shush. You're having me panicking again. Cut it out. Anyways, he's my spider killer. He always comes to kill him for me. But anyways, okay, so the next thing we're talking about, and I'm sure Jason has heard about it, is the CM Punk debut. But at the end of All Out on Sunday night, Steve, would you like to tell us who came out at the end? The two awesome new retro wrestlers.
Retro wrestlers. Okay.
As well as the one that joined the women's battle royal.
Oh man. Okay. Oh yes. So let's start with there's four. There was one in the Moxley match too, so I guess I'll just go in order, right?
Too. Yep.
Minoru Suzuki, the King, came out after Moxley's match, and everyone freaked out that. And then we had the Women's Casino Battle Royale, and then the Joker card was none other than Ruby Soho, which was Ruby Riott. She came out, and it was her and Thunder Rosa at the end, and she took the win. She hit her little enziguri thing. I don't know what she calls it now. I think she changed the name of it. But she hit that and took the win. Hugged the referee, Bryce Remsburg, because they're old friends, so that was an awesome moment. She's like, "Hi, Bryce," gave him a big old hug, and then that was it. But at the end of the show, it was it was Omega versus Christian Cage for the title.
Yeah.
This is, the couple weeks after Christian took the Impact and TNA title from him and retired the TNA. But they had the rematch for the actual AEW title, which obviously Christian's not going to win both. I mean, it was a good match, though. Great match.
Yeah.
But then they started attacking Christian after the match, doing their amazing heel work with the Elite. And then Omega was going on this rant about nobody's on his level. The only people that can beat him are either retired, they're tired, they're not there, or they're already dead.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the lights went out. Everyone's chanting yes, yes, yes. Everyone's going nuts. And then a theme song hits, and on the Tron it says Adam Cole. And then everyone loses their mind, because here comes Adam Cole, baby. All right? He comes to the ring. He does his little Adam Cole, baby. He does that. And then he starts telling Omega, I still remember what you did to me, because he kicked him out of the Bullet Club, killed him, and that, already dead. That's what that's about. And then he kicks Jungle Boy. He super kicked Jungle Boy, and actually, was giving the Elite all hugs. He did this, and then Matt and Nick Jackson kissed him, and he was laughing. He kissed him on the cheek, and then I'm like, wow, this show's ending like that. And then Omega was doing it better. Omega was like, you talking about Steve Urkel? Did I do that? All that, and then he was doing he was closing the show out with the kissing the mic and doing the good night, whatever. And as soon as he was doing it, and then Fly the Valkyries hits. And then there's Bryan Danielson comes out, and Bryan Danielson runs up to the ring. Everyone's running away. Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus are still in there because they went to help. And then they had a little thing. Gallows tried to get up to help, and he got tail whipped by Luchasaurus. And Bryan's hitting his Danielson's hitting his yes kicks on, I believe it was Nick Jackson, and then hits him with the running knee, and the crowd just lost their minds.
Yeah.
We were expecting one or the other. We were expecting one or the other. We got both in the same segment, and I was
a bit surprised by Adam Cole, though. I didn't know that was coming.
I figured out. I looked into it because his contract was extended. That negates. So the 30-day thing starts from the original end date, not the contract extension.
Yeah,
because
so that's why I was confused. His 30 days was up after his extension.
Well, I didn't even know that he'd gone from WWE. To be fair,
right?
Yeah. I thought he was, he was just waiting to be called up to the main roster.
What had happened is after he got it extended until after his match with Kyle O'Reilly, and then as soon as that ended, he was gone.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Do we know his reasoning for it?
Yes, I do know the reasoning. Okay, so what happened was that, and this is the same thing I can tell you about Bryan as well, is that Adam Cole wanted to keep his Twitch account and keep doing his live streaming, his gaming, because he did that with The Party.
Yeah.
They didn't want to let him do that.
No.
And so I guess I don't know if the rumors are true. There's rumors that he was supposed to be like Keith Lee's manager or something. I don't know if that's true or not. Just weird stuff, right?
Yeah.
And he just didn't want that. And he's like, well, all my friends are over in this show, and I keep my Twitch account. Why not? And so that's what happened. And so I guess that's,
that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing was,
you spoiled it for me, Nat, because I could have watched it.
it's this live. It's still chills.
Right.
Every time I watch it, it's still chills.
Probably by the time to get around to it, I'll know that you turned up, but I can't remember when.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The thing is, too, it's been a week, Jace. Come on. No, I'm kidding.
Well, and Bryan Danielson, his only reason, he said, because he still loves WWE, he still loves people there. He said his reasoning was because he wants to travel around to New Japan and other promotions, and obviously he can't do that in WWE. So that's his reasoning there.
Yeah, he wanted options.
Right.
Yeah. No, Adam Cole was the only one I didn't know about. I figured the others would probably turn up at some point.
See, in that pay-per-view, because his girl Britt Baker, she was defending against Chris Statlander.
Well, she was.
Yeah, well, the reason I'm bringing her up is because his match with Kyle O'Reilly, he actually hit the lockjaw on him, which was her move. She actually hit what they called it a Pittsburgh Sunrise, but she hit the Panama Sunrise on Chris Statlander. I was losing my mind. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, dude, he's going to show up tonight. And sure enough, he did. And Vicky was like, no, it's going to be Bryan. And we got both of them in the same segment. I'm like, this show is insane, man. We're losing our minds over here.
Yeah.
I love the way they did it, too. It was just perfect because I was watching it on Discord with Steven Austin, and all three of us are going, are you freaking kidding me? Adam Cole? Like this, we were all shocked.
And then he went heel, and we're like, oh, really? That's how it's going to end? And then boom, Fly the Valkyries. With the trap remix, by the way. It has a trap remix.
It is really nice remix, too. And I was like, yes, I told you. So I was really excited that he's there.
And yes, Vicky, one last thing.
And so WWE's fortunes go from bad to worse.
Yes. And Vicky, the thing with, I found out why he's using Fly the Valkyries. He was going to use Final Countdown, but the artist was actually charging way too much for those rights. So they just went with the remix of Valkyrie. So he was going to use Final Countdown again.
Yeah.
But,
well, I'm glad he went with the Flight of the Valkyries because the remix of it sounds amazing.
It's just a trap remix. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. But we were so happy with the whole pay-per-view. The Lucha Bros, their match was
that was like what, a 40 was about 35, 40-minute cage match.
It was
with
against the Young Bucks, and
Holy
kid you
smokes.
not, I'm not going to talk too much about the matches. I'll let you see these matches,
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
But I kid you not, phenomenal match. Every
Probably
match
the
that we saw,
Probably
except
the
for the Christian Cage match and Kenny Omega, kind of didn't impress me
best.
quite
It
that
was
much.
still a really good match. I think, Vicky, you were just so worn out from what you saw previous, because you had the CM Punk Darby match. You had the,
Yes.
Too much.
Well, I mean, it's on the card. I'm sorry. I'm just letting the cage match. The cage match. It was pretty much one of the best matches I've ever seen. So
Yeah.
after that match, everything after is just a big under expectation. But
well, that's the thing. I mean, Shawn Michaels used to do it all the time, didn't he? Spin the card, and then the people were like, how the hell do we follow that?
That's
yeah.
But you had to.
Yeah. And Rachel is right. Finn Balor's contract is up soon too. Do we think he'll appear in AEW? I don't know. I don't know.
You see, it's the same that I've been saying before, though. There's too many people jumping ship from WWE to AEW, and then the people that founded it, right?
They're going to get overwhelmed.
They're going to get left behind.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Jungle Boy is still on every single show. So, I mean, you got to give him credit.
But I mean,
shit. The main event to Rampage this week was Max Caster and Brian Pillman Jr. So I mean, they're still cycling the guys out. So
yeah. But it's I'm just worried that it's going to go WC. Like WCW did. They were getting all the other guys. Well, TNA did it as well.
Yep.
Didn't they? They were getting all these guys coming in that didn't want to be in WWE
and Impact,
or whatever anymore.
They got Impact is getting more guys.
The thing that I think is going to help with that is the fact that they're open and freedom to cross promotions.
Yeah,
because
they can
then
go anywhere they want.
Yeah, and so you can still expose people in other whereas like WWE, you're stuck there.
Does Tony Khan now own Impact?
I'm not really fully sure on that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
he basically does at this point. I mean, Luke Gallows and Anderson are the champs, and they're always on AEW.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, it's just, because there's so much they've had going on for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. You do wonder whether he's a shareholder or, so he's invested in, was it Panda Energy or whatever, he owns it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not them anymore. It's somebody else now.
I don't remember. I'm not really big on Impact right now. So
anyway, whoever it is, they got ties with that, possibly. I mean, he's got the resources, hasn't he? So,
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I got to give credit to is at least they cycle out their talent. Like, you don't see the same people every single show.
No,
like you might see like a CM Punk or like an Adam Cole, but that's like interviews. Like Adam Cole's first match isn't until next week. So
yeah.
And I mean that's with Frankie Kazarian. So sorry to spoil that, but it's Frankie Kazarian. So at least they're still using former people in AEW.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people that I'm a bit disappointed that have gone over and they haven't really done anything much. Like what's it, Miro?
Well, I mean he's still undefeated.
Miro?
Yeah.
Well, Rusev. They haven't done an awful lot with him.
I mean, he's TNT champ. He's undefeated still. They got him in some stories.
Well, fair enough.
You think he's like 10-0 now with like three or four defenses against big names too. So
all right, fair enough. Yeah, okay. As I said, I'm way behind, so
they're building up over time. So I mean, they're at least they're not just bringing him over.
I'm just gonna have to sit there for about 2 weeks and just binge watch the whole lot.
See, the thing that people are on about is that former WWE stars are getting title shots. I think the only one title shot would be Ruby Soho with the Battle Royale because like the rest of them have worked their way up. Like Mira wasn't just given the TNT title.
Oh no, I know that.
Yeah.
So I mean, at least they're giving them in actual like build up storylines.
Well, I mean, John Moxley worked his way up. Christian worked his way up. Paul White worked his way up, and he even said, "I'm here as a commentator to watch the younger talent to see what I'm up against.
Yeah,
I'm not jumping in the ring right away," and he flat out said it.
What really helps is that they have pay-per-views every few months instead of every month. And they have like these mini pay-per-views on Dynamite, like Road Rager or like
I know that.
Bash at the Beach. That stuff is so good because then you can get storylines going on free television. It's so good.
Yeah.
Dewey, welcome in. How you doing, buddy? So good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm really glad you're here.
Dewey, Long time no see, fella. How the
Hello,
fuck
hello,
are
Rach.
you?
I just now saw the chat. Hello, he said hi to me early. Hello.
Wow, hello, buddy. I
Sorry,
haven't spoken.
Dewey.
I was in full screen, so I didn't see the chat.
I haven't spoken to Dewey in quite a long time, mate. I hope you're all right. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, it is definitely good to see you, dude. All right, so the next pay-per-view for AEW is going to be November 13th, 2021, which is going to be Full Gear. So
Yep.
Mark your calendars. That's the next one coming. They haven't released any matches yet. They're obviously building storylines and everything else from now until November, which is in 2 months. So hopefully you'll get a chance to watch that. But we're going to go to our first major story that we want to talk about. Now, we've been talking about it for some time. And we're talking about Jeff Hardy.
Yes.
Now, Jeff Hardy, what are they doing with him? Okay, my opinion is I don't think he's being used enough. I do agree that he is in the older generation of wrestlers. He's been around since before the Attitude Era. But he is still in peak condition. He can still go with the best of the young guys. Yeah. But now they've got him doing the 24/7 championship. He's chasing after this thing. Why are they doing this to him? Why are they moving him from like the top of the feeding line to the bottom? And just very quick, we'll go to you, Jace, first in a second. But Jason or Jimmy, welcome in.
Hello, Jimmy.
Oh, he is okay. And Shell, welcome in. Thank you so much. Apparently, Dewey says he's been better, not doing well. One thing Jason may like, I picked up a Magnavox Odyssey 2 with the 10 games at my local pawn shop for $130. Dang good deal. Absolutely.
Oh, cool, man. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I do remember them.
That's awesome.
I think I was trying to find an emulator to do those because I wanted to try it out. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. You have to do some videos, Dewey. Do some gameplay videos. Definitely like to see that. Definitely.
Oh, I also have news that I forgot to mention. There is more footage of the new AEW console game. Okay. And there's also there's also a big update to the Elite GM mobile game. So we'll get to that later. But I just remembered about it.
I've not really paid much attention to either, but I knew of them.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Izzy, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in, sweetheart. Love ya. So yeah, I look forward to that new game. Once we get a little more, put something together if you want, Steve, and then maybe on our next live, you can show a bit of footage of that. So you guys can go check out the AEW game that they have coming out for console. But yeah, Jace, what do you think of this whole Jeff Hardy deal?
Yeah, well, I've said for a while he's sort of getting the rough end of the stick. They weren't really doing much with him. You know, he jobbed to carry him across, didn't he? Yeah. I think was it he won one and then lost one? I can't remember.
He won with a dirty roll-up pin, and this is when they just debuted his old song again. So we're like, holy shit, they're about to push Jeff Hardy hard. And then he's been a jobber since, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, it seems to me that like they're doing like they've done with a lot of stars. They got him in. All right, initially, yes, it was to get him back and get in and doing his thing and all the rest of it. Him and his brother, you know, big pop. We all know what happened with that, right? But it was very short-lived.
Cesaro, same deal right now.
Matt's gone. Yeah. Right, and it's a case of we don't want so and so to have them, so we're just keeping them in our books, so they can't get him. But we're not necessarily going to do anything much with him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe having Jeff get the 24/7 championship would legitimize it.
Maybe. Or maybe if he wins it, he can trash it. You know what I mean? And say, what the hell is this? And throw it out and get rid of that whole champion. Because I think it's a farce championship anyways.
Yeah, it started off all right. I mean, I had reservations when it first started. Yeah. Right? I thought, it's going to be another sort of hardcore championship without the hardcore bit.
Absolutely.
At least the Hardcore Championship was entertaining, right? But it did have some good moments, right? Largely in part to my buddy Rockstar Spud, or Drake Maverick, if you will.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, because he came up with the whole wanted poster thing and all the rest of it. And I liked a lot of, you know, and Truth, you know, Truth was entertaining, even though he's a bloody 37-time champion or whatever the hell it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He is entertaining. And to a certain extent, they've got Reggie in there, and Reggie's been doing good. Yeah,
I forgot that's what they changed his name to. I still call him Reginald.
Yeah. Reginald, whatever you want to call him.
Well, they call him Reggie now because you can never have your actual name anymore. But
yeah. So I like the fact that he always fights in his suit.
Yeah.
But yeah, they need to. I think they need to amp it up a bit because it went for a while that he wasn't on TV at all for a while, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
It was like, you know, about a month or something like that. It wasn't on TV at all. And then it sort of had sporadic moments here and there. Yeah. But yeah, but no, with Jeff, he deserves better. He does deserve better. So I'm hoping that he's, you know, he might have turned around and said, look, I can do something with this. Yeah. Right? Because you know what Jeff's like. He'll take anything if he can make it work. He'll have a go when you do it. Right? Exactly. I would, in a way, like to see Matt go over to AEW, Jeff to go over to AEW, to have a little, what should we say, conversation with his brother. Yeah. You know.
That would be good. He has been talking a lot with Matt lately. Yeah. So, you never know, that could happen.
Because I thought his contract, because at one point I thought he'd been released. Then someone said, oh, no, he hasn't. Then someone else said about his contract coming up. And then, like, oh, no, he hasn't. So I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah. Right now, they're underutilizing his awesome talent that we grew to love and watch with him and Matt, high flying, especially Jeff. Not that Matt isn't amazing, but it was more Jeff than Matt.
Jeff was, you know, I mean, a lot of people called him sort of a spot monkey, if you will. But
Matt was the technical wrestler of the two.
Yeah, when you're as good as you are at doing that type of things, then it's like, you know, well, so what? I don't care, right? If I can make it look good, then why the hell not? Yeah. Right. You know.
Raven, welcome in, love. How are you? So good to see you. I also like Jeff Hardy as Willow, and I was kind of hoping that we might have seen Willow against
there was talk of it. Yeah, there was talk of it.
Yeah, we did mention
Willow against the Demon.
Yeah.
Like, these are great things that the fans want to see, but WWE writers are not listening, or it's Vince. I don't know which it is, but someone is not listening to the fans. Yeah. So, you know what? This is why you're losing fans. This is why you're losing wrestlers.
They are listening.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's so bad. They want to do the opposite we want.
Yep, exactly. But anyways, I wish Jeff Hardy all the best, but I hope that, you know, they do something with him, because they are losing all their top merch sellers, their top TV time, like the people that bring in the most fans and stuff, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
So for a minute, we're going to talk about The Undertaker. Now, he's not coming back to WWE, but he is keeping busy. I have this in right now because it's helping my anxiety. So, with that stupid spider.
Yep.
Now he's going to be doing a new show. It's a Netflix interactive movie or show. And it's going to involve The Undertaker against the New Day. But here's what it is going to be. It's called Escape the Undertaker. And what it's going to be coming in October, right around Halloween probably. And the Taker sets up a trap for the New Day with supernatural challenges and everything else. And the fans get to decide what happens. So it was kind of like what Bear Grylls did, whether it's you go left or you go right.
Yeah.
So Yeah, this is the kind of thing you're taping right now. They're in the midst of this right now. So I think this is really cool. This keeps the Undertaker busy, but he's not wrestling, so it still keeps him involved. WWE is helping to produce it as well with Netflix. Steve, what do you think about that?
Undertaker and a like I don't know. I mean, I can't judge it until I see it, right? So I mean, it's interactive, but I'm just not sure if that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to see it because I don't know. I really just can't. I think it'll be interesting, but
yeah.
I don't know. When I hear Undertaker and thing, I just think Undertaker going Hollywood. It just sounds weird to me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But if it keeps his memory alive, I mean, sure, go for it, right?
Yeah, I don't want to make
strange.
I don't want to make a mockery of what he was.
No,
right.
I can understand I kind of get where they're trying to go from,
right?
Especially, and I can understand the New Day being involved because they love their video games, sort of rest of it, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It depends how they market. Do you see? Is it that it's a vote to choose what happens?
Yes.
Or
We get to choose. You get a couple scenarios, and you get to choose which side. But they've already pre-taped.
Yeah. See, what I meant is that can you play it one way one time, and then you play it another way another time with different choices, or is it they will release the version that is the most popular?
I think what they'll do is they'll pre-tape both scenarios. So if you go this way, this will happen, then it'll lead to this. Kind of like one of those ones, those books that we used to read, where they turn to page such and such, and you flip back and forth. I think that would be a great idea, actually.
Yeah. So you could get to see all the different endings.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I think I told you before when they did the whole Jason Todd storyline in the Batman comics. Yeah. People actually voted it whether he lived or died.
Yeah.
And I believe they drew both issues, but only one was ever released. Yeah. So whether or not you can get the other one or not, whether there's on the internet only or whatever, I don't know. But yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is, we can only assume that it's going to be like a Halloween special.
Yeah.
From the way they're talking about it coming in October. But I think I like your idea to have multiple endings. Maybe 3 different endings or 2 different endings even is good enough. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what they come up with. But I mean, I think it's kind of really cool. It keeps him busy. It keeps him involved. And I do get what you're saying. It is kind of cheesy in that sense because Undertaker on TV, I don't know how I feel about that. But it's, you know what? I guess we'll just have to wait and see if it's a little too cheesy or not not horror sticky enough, you know, but it is against the New Day, so it's going to be PG.
Yeah. It's going to, I mean, there's probably going to be plenty of comedy in it as well, but...
Oh, yeah.
After I saw... Sorry to cut you off, but after I saw Undertaker on Hot Ones, the game show, I'm more open to it now because of that. So
I've never seen the Undertaker do that one.
Yeah, search it up. Go
actually pretty interesting.
Do First We Feast and search up.
Yeah, I know the show. I used to watch it on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, do it. It's a good episode. Funny. Yeah, it's really good. I like the way Steve Austin's done it. I love Steve Austin's reaction.
It's whether or not he keeps in character or not, or whether he's just being Mark Calloway.
He's just being Mark Calloway.
Oh yeah, you get to hear a lot about him behind the scene. Yeah, it's
he's just being himself then.
Just eating some hot wings. Yeah.
No, it's just like the Undertaker, sort of there trying to keep in character again.
Absolutely. Yep. Sounds too gimmicky. Yeah, Raven, I know Undertaker doing movies and TV, it just doesn't sound right as to us who are used to that horror, creepy, literally shivering in a corner persona. that he had represented for WWE. And it does sound a bit cheesy, but we'll see how it turns out. And I guess we'll have to, come October, we'll come back and let you know what we thought of it.
Yeah. As long as it's not like wrestlers versus zombies.
Oh God! As long as it's not like freaking Blue's Clues either, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
That was the Morrison or I don't remember who it was. The Morrison was there. I think it was Miz versus somebody. I don't remember. I don't remember. But if you talk about the actual match,
was there.
Yeah. It was just a really weird situation.
Yeah. Something I don't want to spend too much. Go ahead, Jace. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because this is the Blue's Clues 25th anniversary thing or whatever it was.
Yeah, I had somebody come in my chat on Wednesday and told me about that. It's actually pretty cool that it's been going that long. Steve Burns was saying that he never thought when he started, he felt like a new age Krusty the Clown. No one's going to want to watch this show. Everything else, blah, 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 right? And then look at it 25 years later, and it's still going.
Yeah.
DJ, welcome in. How's it going? Undertaker is one of your best. He really is one of them. There was greats before The Undertaker that were there for me as well because I grew up watching it ever since freaking Hulk Hogan started, Ricky Steamboat and all that. Coco Beware, Dewey says, by the way, Jason, it was all CIB, Sib the console, even came with a box. If this was eBay, it would have been well over 200.
Yeah. I'm not really familiar with the machine, Dewey, but I know of it.
Yeah.
It's one I want to investigate.
Yeah, but for $130, I think that's really good.
Yeah. Going back to the whole Undertaker thing, I do wonder if they can have guest appearances in it.
Well, you never know. I guess I have.
Well.
It is a new day, right? So you never know who they might bring in. Sasha Banks. They could bring Alexa Bliss in.
I was going to say, because as far as I know, he has the rights to the character.
Yep.
Is Abyss.
Could be.
Because you think about it, he's probably never going to wrestle in WWE.
Nope.
But he did appear as Joseph Parks.
He does work in the background too, though.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So he appeared as he did his whole Joseph Parks thing, didn't he? Was that Fredo Styles?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just having Abyss turn up. I mean, they don't even have to name him. Just having the whole get up on, and he comes out and does a little bit.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of skirmish between the two or whatever, and that's it. That's all you get. But why not?
Yeah, exactly. Well, like I said, it will wait till the October. Once we see it, we come back. We'll let you know what we thought of it. Hopefully, I think it could be fun.
Yeah. By the way, was it D-Star saying Honky Tonk Man is the best ever? Yeah, well, I've met him, and he's a right miserable so-and-so.
Yeah.
Maybe he was having an off day, but he was just like,
Yeah, he's not too into the meet and greets from what I've been told. But D-Star, welcome in. It is good to see you. I'm glad that you are an AEW fan. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. But yeah, Honky Tonk Man was one of the greats. I will have to agree with that. As a wrestler. I've never met a man in my life.
Not as a human being.
Exactly. All right.
His own brother didn't like him, did he? Sorry.
No.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just going to touch on this really, really quickly because I don't want to, I don't like to talk about this guy much other than the fact that he followed me on Twitter. Vince Russo, there's question whether he's working with the WWE. Does he want back in? He's been in talks with Fox about certain things. He says he's not looking for a job. He just wants to help. Offer his opinions and everything else. We do know that when he went to WCW, it was a complete failure. And that can he help? Will he help? I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. I mean, I love his opinions. I like that he is so controversial and everything else. But WWE,
you never know. It might be the kick up the arse that WWE needs.
It could be.
I don't know.
Yeah. You're 27. Well, congratulations for being 27. I will never go back to this. I'm never going back. No help at all. All right, here we go. The next thing we're going to talk about, now, I don't know. This is kind of, yeah, he is. Yeah, he is a clown. WWE, considering this Adam Cole and Daniel Bryan thing, there are things saying that WWE doesn't consider this a big loss for them. But then there's people saying that they were told, staff and that is told, not to react to the media when they come asking questions about this whole them showing up thing. So is this just the staff going, we're not worried about it, we're not saying anything, just to keep up appearances, keep storylines, do whatever, or are they actually not feeling any kind of sting from this? Steve, we'll go to you for this one.
I like the pun you said there, and they're not feeling any kind of sting. But anyway, knowing how stubborn they are, and knowing how I know they're oblivious,
right?
But they're not that. Like, you don't want to. It's like in a war. Like, you never want to show any weakness.
Yeah.
So they're absolutely not going to be like, oh yeah, we're freaked. No, they're not going to show any weakness to it. Like it means a lot. Like, how can you let Adam Cole go, right?
Right.
Just alone. And then Bryan, how do you let that go, right? So they're absolutely shook by it. But they're never going to show weakness. So they're going to just always act like, well, things didn't work out, whatever, future endeavor. But no, they're definitely like, because Booker T, I guess I can type this in. He made comments about CM Punk. Oh, he shouldn't have been, debuting bashing WWE like he did. Defending his boy Vince. But this week in his podcast, after All Out, he's actually like, yeah, we need to step it up. Like, he's actually admitting that they're in trouble. If Booker T says that, I mean, there's definitely something going on with that, because he's stubborn as it gets with that.
Yeah.
I think they're shaking right now. Obviously, they're older company. They're going to be ahead for a very long time. I mean, that's like them saying they're not worried that the major 18 to 49 demo, that's like the big average demo, Dynamite actually won in that demographic versus Raw this week for the first time ever. That's like them saying they're not worried about that. Yeah. So they're absolutely freaked out about it. Yeah. In my opinion.
Jace?
Yeah, I suspect Vince and all the higher ups have said, don't say a damn thing, blah, 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 blah. Booker's probably saying, well, I don't give a stuff because I'll say what I want. Right? Because he's always had that attitude.
Yeah.
I think by and large they're making a big deal. I mean, if you think about it, that whole thing with all the decisions to let certain people go in NXT and all the rest of it, I've looked it up and I can't find no word from Triple H or Shawn Michaels on their feelings on the matter.
Yeah.
Not a word.
Nope.
Right? So that probably means that he's put clamped down and said, I don't want you saying a damn thing. If you're saying anything, you'll be in trouble, sort of thing. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Right? Personally, I know he's married to Steph and he's got to keep Walt's calm and all the rest of it.
Yeah, but
if I'd been in this position, I would just turn around and say, "Sod you, Vince. Right? I built this up. You're just, okay, yeah, I wouldn't have got the role without you giving me the say so.
Yeah.
But you're now taking all the work I've done and you're turning it to crap.
Yeah. Well, see,
and for what?
We're going to touch on that right now. Actually, you're leading into the next thing we're going to talk about, and I think the reason right now that Vince is taking over NXT and everything else, he just let 100 more people go, and stuff like that. So they're trying to dissolve things so they don't have so many shows and everything else, which I think that's going to underutilize wrestlers again because they have
show the logo.
Yeah, exactly. But Triple H actually had to have emergency surgery last week due to a cardiac event at Yale New Haven Hospital caused by a genetic heart issue. He is told he's going to make a full recovery, so we wish nothing but the thoughts and prayers for Triple H, Stephanie, and the families and their kids. But that could be right now why Vince is taking over, Which
Maybe
I
he's
don't know
had to
why
step
he
back.
needs something else on his stupid plate right now. Why not let Stephanie take it or let Shane take it for a little while or something?
Let Heyman take it, you know?
Maybe the heart attack was being brought on by all the bloody stress that Triple H has been under.
And this is what I'm thinking, but this could be why Vince is trying to lighten the load by dissolving NXT, bringing everybody up from NXT to the main roster for Raw and SmackDown, and just kind of dividing both.
Yeah. Do you think NXT is pretty much done with for television then?
I think so. I think it's getting there. Although they did bring out a new logo, which I'm going to ask Steve to put up now because we're going to talk about that a little bit too. They do have a new logo for NXT. So when he brings that, I'll add it to the stream. But the thing is, like... I'm
going to show the original logo and then talk about it for a second, and then I'm going to show the new one.
Yeah. Now, so the first thing we're going to show right now is this is the original logo for NXT. If you guys have not seen this before, I loved it. It was the black and gold or black and yellow, whatever you want to call it. I liked it. It was cutting edge and everything else. And Steve and I were talking about this too. I don't know why they changed it because to me,
I think A-Dub. I think it's A-Dub.
Yeah, because
they already took the Wednesdays from NXT with the ratings, so they moved NXT Tuesday, and they don't want to have two black and gold brands. So I think that forced them to cave and switch because now their new logo is based on Orlando, Florida, I believe. Well, that's where AEW is doing a lot of their tapings in Orlando, so I think they're really freaking out and competing right now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now, I want honest opinions. So, Steve and I have already given each other, and we'll tell you guys our opinion of this too. So he's going to bring up the new logo. But I want your honest opinion of this. To me, I don't like it, but it could do good things for the WWE, for the younger generation, and everything else. Here it is.
Right,
Now, to me, it's too Naomi in that sense. It's too glow. It's
Disney.
To Disney. Exactly. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a fair comment. I mean, the whole point was that, you know, NXT was supposed to be making a bold statement, right? We're here, take notice of us. Now, okay, you could say that in a way that is kind of doing the same thing, but from a different perspective. I don't know. They've obviously got something. They've obviously got something planned.
D-Star just said it. NXT sponsored by Skittles.
I always thought Disney XD when I saw that. Honestly.
Well, without wishing to be too controversial, right? Yeah. I did wonder whether they're trying to be diverse, as it were. You know, with the rainbow colours and the whole LBGT whatever.
It could be. Rach, Midnight Raven says it looks awful. Rach says it looks like crap. It looks like a kid drew it.
Yeah.
So,
can I say what Gangrel said, Vicky?
Yes, absolutely, my dude.
All right, I know it's a little mature. So I watch the Gangrel's Fangin' and Bangin' podcast every week, right? And he had this logo brought up, and he was talking about it. He said it reminds him of when he went to Disneyland or I forget which one, World of Land, whatever Florida's got. It said it reminded him of when he went there on acid. That's what it reminds him of. He said because he said Orlando's a shithole is what he called it. And he said that logo reminds him of a shithole place. And I was like, wow. He said it reminded him of when he went to Disney World on acid.
Yeah, so what you really mean, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Taste the graffiti. Yeah. Exactly. And I think they're trying to appeal to the younger generation. As well what Jason said, they're trying to be diverse, younger generation, bright and colorful, get it noticed. They don't want to be looked on as the same as AEW because theirs is gold, black, and white. You know what I mean? So I do kind of get the revamp of it, but I don't like the colors. It looks like somebody went boom, 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 boom with the paintbrush. Okay, we're done. There's no effort put into it.
I'll tell you what it looks. I'll tell you what it looks like. Shall I?
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks right. You've seen them. My canvases I've got for my pins on. It looks like that.
Yeah.
And what did I do? Just went.
They
mix it all together.
they've showed teasers recently of what the arena's going to look like, and I guess the ring's supposed to have like in the corners are supposed to be like paint splatters too and stuff. It's going to be really weird. It's going to be it's going to be like we're watching them fight in a warehouse, a paint warehouse or something. Like that's what
you're going to say, Vicky.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I would have loved it better if they had done the whole with the paintbrush, splatters everywhere, like, look like a Splatoon, like Splatoon came in and had a war. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be cooler than just, let's do a few strokes here. Okay, we're done. Like, there looks like no thought or effort was put into this. I prefer the old one. Yeah. Exactly, Raven. Yeah.
I wonder if they, they're trying to go street style.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Look at the graffiti.
Maybe underground style.
If they were going to do that, they should have made it look like graffiti, because what it looks like is they've taken the old logo, got rid of the gold and black, right, hollowed it out, if you will, added a little bit of edges on it, and then just gone, right, where's the paint set?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, gone to blooming, I don't know, one of Shane's youngest or whatever, and gone, here, Shane, right, get your... do a bit of artwork for Granddad.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I see that logo, I think of Kids' Choice Awards, and I'm just like, all right, which superstar's coming out this week to get slimed? Like that's what I think every time I see it.
WWE is now sponsored by Nickelodeon.
Yep, who's getting slimed this week? Which celebrity or superstar is getting slimed? Oh, great, it's John Cena for the 4th week in a row. All right.
Cassandra, welcome in, honey. How are ya?
I just hope they don't change the belt too much.
Oh yeah,
because the belt is going to look.
Thinking, right?
Yeah.
Like even Ray said to go make it look like. I would like it better if it did look like somebody shot paintballs at the wall than what they've got. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. A toddler created it with his finger painting.
Yeah.
It
looks like they didn't commit to it. Like if they were committed to it, it might have been better. But.
Yeah.
We got a chip shop, right, downstairs from us. It's called the Chip Stop. All they've done is done big block letters with this really, really just. It's not even like it's the flag's waving. It's just got a checkered flag.
Yeah.
And it does. It looks like like somebody who's designed the logo on Minecraft.
Here we go.
Done.
Jeez, I can make better logos in Minecraft than that logo is, to be honest.
Well, you saw, Steve and I had a logo for a podcast that we were doing. We decided to stop it because we wanted to do this together. But he did amazing with it. It was bright yellow and black. It looked amazing, right? Yeah. But this is the thing. He puts thought into stuff like that. He knows what he wants and everything else. It just looks like they don't care. But
I made that with no budget.
Yeah. And so, WWE has a budget, and that's what they came up with. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, if it had more around it, maybe, or it was popped a little bit more, make it a little 3D. Yeah. I don't know. Do something more with it,
Yeah.
Blow us away. That's all we need. But...
Yeah.
You can argue they got one of Dude Love's old shirts.
Right? Even that would be better. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If he was like the man, like the GM of the show, I'd be all for it. But
yeah, exactly, right? But he's not, unfortunately.
He's actually in trouble right now. But
you imagine old Mick Foley going back to Dude Love as the GM.
Oh man,
that'd be funny as hell.
I'd actually watch.
He's a bit too old to do that now, but
Yeah. Right. Raven just had the perfect ideas. What they should have done is had a competition between the fans, let them design a logo, send it in, winner gets tickets to WrestleMania or something, and pick one of those.
Yeah, definitely.
Well said, Raven. I really like that.
Because automatically, it'd be popular because it was voted on. So
exactly, right? Let the fans vote on which they think is best and go with it. Because I don't know. I don't know what's going on over that building. Somebody needs to get smucked upside the head or have their head thrown in a bell and hit with a gong. Like, I don't know.
I know what happens. I know what happened.
What?
They got Matt Riddle to design it.
Riddle was on acid. Riddle was listening to Gangrel and was on acid. Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Matt Riddle and RVD did it after they smoked a few. All right.
They're like, you see this, bro? This logo, bro?
Oh. It looks like my scooter,
bro. Well, a collection of people approved of the logo and thought it was fantastic. So, I mean, it's not a one-person thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, you never know. I guess we'll just have to see what the arena looks like when they're done and everything else. But that kind of leads us into when Steve made the comment that Gangrel said he thought he was on acid at Disney. Kind of leads us again, kind of a segue into the next story that I have right now about Roman Reigns and Becky Lynch that are going to be in a animated movie together, and it's going to be called Rumble. It's about pro wrestling monsters, kind of David and Goliath thing. It's supposed to be released in 2022, each voicing a couple of the characters, co-produced by WWE. So it's animated. And here we go into this era of they're going to be doing voiceovers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm going to think of this. It's based on wrestling and everything else, which doesn't shock me with the WWE. However, I liked the stuff like when John Cena brought out the movie that he did. What was it called again? The Miz was one.
The Marine.
Yeah, the Marine, and then Miz was one, and everything else. And Kane, when he brought out his horror movie. See No Evil or something like that, wasn't it called?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's
right.
Well, he actually brought the hook out for a while with it too. He played that gimmick really well.
Yeah, and you've seen the trailer, Raven? It's overly cheesy. Okay, I wouldn't doubt it. But this is what I'm saying. This is the road WWE is going down, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to talk about it too much. All I can say is it kind of went with Steve's comment about Disney, acid, and the whole bit. So,
well, it's like what CM Punk says. It's like versus where he said he left professional wrestling in 2004, and because WWE is sports entertainment, it literally is sports entertainment now. It's just all it is. It's just movies and Hollywood and then wrestling. But
it's almost like wrestling's taking a back seat.
Yeah. Yep. Well,
and that's why things like AEW are just so refreshing for like actual wrestling hardcore fans because
it's what WWE used to be.
Because they cut down on the promos. I mean, there's still promos, but there were a lot. You don't get 40-minute promos or whatever. You know, you get. I mean, look, Rampage is an hour long, and I think there was like 3 matches last night and like 2 segments of promos. Like,
exactly.
You know, and the matches were still quality matches too.
Yeah.
But I think I watched an episode of Raw recently, and I timed it.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be 3 hours. Well, obviously, you take out all the adverts, that's probably half an hour.
Yeah, about 28 minutes, I think.
And then they had all the talking.
Yeah.
And when you actually got down to it, I think it was about 45 minutes of wrestling. That was it.
Yeah. 3-hour show for what?
And then they teased a 4th hour to it. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Maybe they get women matches if you add a 4th hour. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't know. We know they suck right now. And I'm sorry. I'm a WWE fan, lover, right to the end.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed. That's all I can say is I'm disappointed. And I don't know. But
before we move on to the next one, I was talking about this. You know, I might be considered right now an AEW sexual is what they're calling us. Because I'm like all AEW'd out. But I told you, I grew up on WWE, and I hate seeing it fail. Mm-hmm. I still love the concept of WWE. I hate seeing it fail. I'm not just bashing because it's a new thing. I actually want to see it succeed.
Yeah.
And also, my alarm's going, which means my dog needs to be fed, so I'll be right back shortly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What D-Star just said.
Yeah, D-Star just said WWE are like Disney, always will be, and there's no one who can truly compete with them financially. AEW is like a Tarantino film. Yeah, and you're totally right with that. They've been going downhill for years. The thing is, I think, and we've talked about it, I think we've talked it to death almost now, but they keep bringing out these new things where you just want to walk up, like I said, and smuck them upside the head. Like, put them in a firing line and shoot those, what do you call them? Those, not paintballs, but those rubber darts at them, you know?
Oh, the Nerf things.
Yeah. Just shoot them. But anyway.
A bunch of tennis balls. There you go.
Yeah, anything. Just wake up. You know what I mean? Right, Cassandra? But, I mean, to me, Vince needs to retire. Vince either needs to retire or start listening to the younger generation. And I'll go back to what we said a couple months ago. If they bring back like the secret email guy that used to email them, I have, you know what I mean? I have some news, some bad
the mystery GM.
Yeah, that, or you bring back the voting that they used to do, what the fans want. You vote and we put it together. Because they always say, you know, the match gets changed 30 seconds before you go out. Why not let the fans vote the night before and have it come out the next day? You know?
Yeah, it's Cyber Tuesday or whatever it was called.
Yep. Oh, that's it, Raven. WWE has lost the spirit of being the WWE, and they truly have, because it's all become about drama and business. It's not entertainment to me. I don't consider 4 hours of drama entertainment. You go back to, and Jason will know what I'm talking about. Half of you in the chat will know what I'm talking about. You go back to the Ricky Steamboat days or the Macho Man days when they first came out. Adrian Adonis, Earthquake, all those guys. It took a 2-second promo in the back, and then they come out and wrestle.
Yeah.
Or they come out in the ring. You get out here right now. They come out, they fight. They break them up. They have a wrestling match next week. It was a full hour of wrestling. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yes, you're right, D-Star. It was Hornswoggle. Yep. But I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I never did realize that was Hornswoggle.
It was him. It ended up being him the whole time. But the thing is, I think they were trying to do that with Retribution, but because it got spoiled way too early, they used Mustafa Ali as a scapegoat. And here's the funny part. If you watched the pay-per-view on Sunday, they showed at the end when the the Lucha Bros won.
Yeah.
One of the guys went out and hugged his daughter and kissed his daughter in the audience. Next night on Monday Night Raw, you see a short clip on WWE now where Ali went to the side, got his wife to bring up his daughter to the edge of the ring, kissed her and hugged her and handed her back. Now, come on. Like, you don't have to copy just as bad. So what? Everybody kisses their daughters after the show.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I don't know. Anyways. Yeah. It was shocking reveal that. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Back then it was great. The Attitude Era, the Authority Era. The Fiend was one of their top merch sellers. Everybody watched to see what was going on with The Fiend because him and Alexa, that whole storyline was absolutely captivating. I loved it. You know, there's a lot of other things, like I said, that could have been changed or whatever, but like I said, they're not listening to the fans enough. The writers are not wrestlers. They don't know what they're talking about. I don't know. Trying to get too many things when they can't. That's right. No, too many things done when they can't even get one right.
Yeah, that's very true.
But we're going to talk about this real quick until Steve comes back as well. With all the firings that they just let go over the last year, if you have not been watching WWE or the news or whatever, they have been letting a lot of staff all over the world in their different venues. They've been letting a lot of wrestlers go and everything else. They just released over another 100 in the last few weeks, but they just hired somebody, Joseph Fatu. I don't know what they're hoping to get from him. He used to play Pro Bowl. He's 6'2", 240 pounds. He has to work his way up. He's not just going to get automatically brought up to SmackDown or Raw to be a member of the new bloodline, but he could be. But he is officially signed to the WWE. Right? So I understand what they're doing, trying to bring in new talent, but why release all these people like you said, Adam Cole, Aleister Black, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, tons of these. Why are you letting all these guys go and then bringing this one kid up just because he was related to Rikishi, because he's a cousin of Roman Reigns and The Rock? And, I get it, but I don't get it. Jason is 4'2" and unknown.
And Jimmy, you know I'm taller than that.
D-Star, I did not hear about the changes in catering. What were the changes, if you don't mind me asking? Stop. Wait a minute. Good evening. Question for one on the panel. Who is the favorite YouTube channel beginning with J? That is a question for you, Jason.
Well, we know who that's. I know who that is. That's posted that question.
Yeah,
right? It's an associate of ours. I won't give out his name. He knows who he is.
yeah.
Right?
Jay explained it to me, baby.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know actually. Beginning with J. No, not sure I've got one.
Okay.
If you'd asked me with my old channel name, I would have said JCTV, but that doesn't exist anymore.
It's me. That's who his favorite is if he wants to stay on the panel. Well, I'm kidding. Is that Ring on Twitch? Probably.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a star man.
But yeah, I hope he does good things. He's just as covered in tribal tats as the rest of them. He's got a little bit of a different look, but he does look like the Usos. So he's got that. Oh, WWE are scrapping catering backstage to save money. Wrestlers, if they want to eat, have to bring their own food or have hot dogs or popcorn from the stands.
What have you got, Dave? Hey, John, mate, what have you got? Oh, I've got cheese and ham sandwiches. Oh, brilliant. Can I have one?
See, but to me, right here, I liked catering for those who, because they have to eat a certain amount, a lot of them. And if you've seen, Rock did I think it was a TikTok video or even a YouTube video, because he's on both, of his breakfast in the morning. It's insane. But you have to eat a certain amount of calories to keep up the physique and the workouts that he does.
Yeah,
I saw Tom Brady do something like that. Some crazy I couldn't even it looks like he's eating poo. It's just some crazy stuff he just mixes together. But he has to. I mean, he's with his age and doing what he does.
So I kind of do understand them saying, okay, you need to provide your own food. Because it does get quite expensive when you're seeing that he's eating five chickens and this and that. And the other. This table he had was completely covered in food. So I do kind of understand what they're saying to save money, and it's forcing them, but they're not paying them enough, half of them, to be able to afford their own food. So if they're
your WW lunchbox with snacks.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Jonathan's just said, right, how many hours of wrestling do we think we've watched, right? Probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
Yeah. I can't calculate it. I mean,
if you think about it, it's probably, 10 hours a week?
Yeah. More than that.
You think about that for, what was it, 40-odd years or whatever it happens to be.
Yeah.
I can't. The mind boggles. I can't even calculate it.
Yeah. Jason eats ham sandwiches.
I have a lot anyway.
Butter. No, you have butter on your ham sandwiches, don't you, Jace?
I have. Spread. Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever not is when I've run out and I've just used ketchup.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
Ringo likes saying loads of shit.
I know, right? Okay, we're gonna move on.
The question about us, how many hours we watch. The collective. That's why I really like this panel, because we're not just some celebrities who watch maybe SummerSlam once a year and that's it. That's all. So they can they do their own opinions. No, we watch so much wrestling in our even now. That I trust our opinions and I validate them because we're wrestling fans. We're not in any of the organizations. It's just how we feel about the show. We never agree with each other always about everything. I mean, sometimes we do, but that's what I like about this panel. It's legitimate fan how we feel about the shows. So that's why this panel's I like it a lot because of that.
Jimmy's going on about meals. Jimmy's going on about meals and stuff, though. This is a man who spent 45 minutes eating a blooming breakfast back on his channel.
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
You know what? Definitely, I'd love to have Jimmy Barnes on here one day to hear his opinions and stuff like that, and Rach one day when she can. We can change the time of the live so that you guys can come on. No, I know, right? No, me either, Jimmy. Anyways, we're going to move on from this. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about Sasha Banks now. Now, we all know...
Oh, Lordy. What now?
Sasha Banks... I know, right? She was missing from SummerSlam. They said it was due to travel stuff. She couldn't get over this, that, and the other thing. I think it was other issues. She was, however, backstage at SmackDown, but she did not compete. But is she cleared to compete? Where has she been? No talks of writing Sasha back into the Bianca storyline, and there's no date on when she's going to return to the ring. So, like, I don't know what's going on with her or anything else, but I just thought I'd let everybody know that. I hope she comes back soon. I miss the storyline that they have with her and Bailey, so we'll see, Yeah, absolutely. We can debate what Teddy Long likes for Elevenses? All right.
11s, yeah.
11s? Okay, sounds good, Jimmy. All right. Wow, okay. All right. Now this I'm going to talk about Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Could he be leaving the WWE along with every other bros? Is he AEW bound? It's been teased. KO's contract is due to expire in 2023. However, they restructured his contract, and it is now, during the pandemic, is now going to expire in January 2022. What do you think? We'll go with Steve first. What do you think Kevin's going to do if it kind of follows with the trend as of late?
Okay, so recently him and the Young Bucks have been posting like really subliminal messages and just things on the social media lately, which usually it's just trolling and stuff, but lately it's been kind of weird. Okay, so Kevin Owens posted a set of coordinates, which he actually recently deleted, like right after he posted it, but obviously people that saw it figured it out right away. Yeah. But he posted some coordinates, which the coordinates were... I don't have the picture anymore, do I? But anyway, the coordinates were right here. The tweet was 43.8791, and then the next line was 103.4591. And if you type those coordinates in, it takes you to Mount Rushmore. Yep. And if you guys know about Kevin Steen and the Young Bucks and Adam Cole, they were in a faction in Mount Rushmore. It was called Mount Rushmore in PWG. Okay. Yep. And then shortly after that, he changed his bio to the location says almost there. Yeah. And the Young Bucks location said, their location said there. Yeah. So they've been really teasing a reunion of that aspect there. Now, they could just be trolling because the Young Bucks and Omega and the Elite are just like some of the best heel work I've seen in years. So they could just be friends anyway. Trolling. They could be super trolling. But that makes me think something's going on here, There's just a lot of weird, because it's like subliminal stuff. It's not just saying, I'm leaving for... No, it's just been subliminal. Yeah. And like fans have had to figure it out. Yeah, fans have been having to figure out what's going on with it. So
that's right. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy,
talking about getting trolled. I'm getting trolled here like buggery today.
Yeah, but at least these guys I respect. I don't respect the guys that were here last time. So love you, Jimmy. Jimmy, what do you think about all of this?
Yeah, I wonder. I wonder if it's they're deliberately, if you like, stoking the fire.
Yeah.
Just to get a wind up and a rise out of people.
Which is also what I'm thinking could be. But...
I would not be surprised if. Well, I would be surprised either way. Yeah. Right? If he did go over, okay, fair enough, whatever. But I also wouldn't be surprised if he did stay with WWE. He's had a reasonable run there. He's not been hard done by. He's had a few title, reigns and all the rest of it. Yeah. And depending on what WWE are doing, maybe they're feeling they can focus on these other wrestlers now that weren't perhaps being focused on before, and actually do something with them. They keep on teasing things. I mean, Cesaro had a little bit of a run, right?
shortly. Yeah.
Is he going to get another one? Right? Is he going to get a chance to be a champ? You know, Kevin Owens, we know, can do good things.
Yeah.
He's certainly worthy of being a champ again. Mind you, there's others that could easily step into the champion role again.
Right.
You know, heaven forbid, I don't not necessarily want to see it.
Yeah.
But you could have Dolph Ziggler step up. You know, he's capable of doing it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? You know, so who's to say? As long as it's not Jinder Mahal or something like that.
No, I don't want Dolph Ziggler stepping up. I want him leaving and going. I want him leaving and going with his brother and being the Hollywood hunks. That's what I want. Nick and Ryan Nemeth. I want them to reunite. I need it. I need it.
All right. Okay. Fair enough.
I don't like the dirty dogs or whatever they call it. I don't like it.
Mate, I haven't had a KFC in about 2 months.
Is Jason farted yet? I don't know.
Yeah. Tell about me being sponsored by Colonel Sanders. I can't eat it anymore. Well, when I say I can't eat it anymore, I have to eat it in what should we say, moderation now. Because I have to lay off the MSG.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
So, yeah. Especially after the crap that blooming Leroy fed me when blooming going to McDonald's the other week.
Yeah, well, yay, Jay. No more farting on stream. Woo! Jimmy, no more.
Just releasing that tension on stream. That's all it is.
That's it.
That built up.
I don't do it on Vicky's channel.
Yeah, he loves
just everyone else's channel.
He loves me.
Well, mainly, I do it on Jimmy's channel because Jimmy wants me to do it on his channel.
Oh.
He welcomes
As I've said before, Jimmy's obsessed with what comes out of my ass.
Yeah, apparently. Jason explains dietary requirements.
So,
all right.
Well, you can call Jimmy Billy Gunn then, because he seems like an ass man. So I mean, there you go.
Getting it from both ends. Just Jimmy channel, yeah. All right. Well, yeah, and this is the thing. Kevin Owens, wherever hands up, we're still going to love him. I think he's amazing. I'm really glad they brought him into the professional live television wrestling so that we could see his talent. So hopefully, no matter where he goes, we'll be able to see him wrestle.
He's one of those ones, well, like Daniel Bryan, for that matter, and Tyler Black as Seth was.
Yeah.
You know, I saw him in ROH, and I thought, yeah, these guys are good.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, exactly.
So, yeah.
Sami Zayn, I think. I mean, because I know Sami Zayn's contract, and speaking of Owens, they're friends. But his contract expires this year, and that whole conspiracy deal with them, I don't. Yeah, it's holding him back. It's holding him way back right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, saying that his contract is up soon too. There's quite a few people that they're like WWE should be worried because like everybody's like, oh, what's going to happen now? This person's being released. This guy's awesome. He should go over here, which will lead us into our next story. We're talking about Bray Wyatt.
I was just going to mention it. Thank you.
He is in talks with the WWE or with AEW right now, and they are as Wyndham Rotunda, as we know him from the Rotunda family. AEW is itching to sign him, which is really, really good. His 90-day no-compete clause ends around the end of October, which would be a perfect debut around Halloween for him.
Yep.
Can he grow the crowds? I think, of course, he can if they let him have creative freedom with the ideas he wanted to do and bring in the crowd. I mean, Abaddon could be his side piece. You know what I mean? Like, Abaddon is creepy as hell. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Abaddon. Anybody in the chat who's never watched it? Oh, my Lord, that girl's creepy.
She's the one with the, she's the one that crawls around, isn't she? And she's got the red hair and everything.
Blood on her face, red eye, red hair.
The only one on that show that's not terrified of her is the bunny. Because she's as crazy as she is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so, you know what I mean? Like, this is really, really... I would really love to see him and Abaddon team up. Not that I didn't like Alexa and him. I thought it was a great mix, but they screwed it up. So I would love to see him and Abaddon. Jace, we'll go with you first. What are your thoughts about Bray Wyatt? Do you think he can grow the crowds? What do you think he's going to do?
Well, I pretty much feel he can go wherever he wants and he'll get over.
Oh yeah.
Right? People absolutely. Yeah, well, I mean, even before he did The Fiend, right?
Yeah.
The whole Firefly, the whole Wyatt family,
Right.
with the lanterns and all the rest of it. Oh yeah.
Even when they hated him, they were still doing the.
Baron Corbin was apparently supposed to be a member of the Wyatt family.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Yep.
And now he's a millionaire.
For how long?
Yeah. No. Anyway. Yeah, they could utilize him in AEW. I wonder if, because of what they got going on with Impact, they might do a sort of that he's on both shows, and no one knows where he's going to turn up next.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right, and you could have things like, well, is he working for Tony Khan? Is he playing mind games? What's he doing? What's he up to?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot they could do with him. But I wouldn't be surprised if WWE turn around, because they've done it before.
Yeah.
They turn around and suddenly realise, you know what, we made a big mistake letting him go.
Yeah.
And he comes back.
Like they did with Selena Vega.
Yeah, well, if his contract runs out, maybe that's what they're waiting for. Is the contract run out? See what AEW are going to do, what AEW are going to offer him.
Yeah. And
then say, right.
Yeah.
We can offer you this.
Yeah.
Right, and because it would be in their best interest to get him back. I'm not saying they will do it, but it'd be in their best interest to get him back.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they could do a whole storyline of why he's been away for as long as he has.
Yep. Bring Sister Abigail into it.
Yeah.
Really.
Wherever he goes, they can. It doesn't matter. I'm not fussed which company it's with now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, I mean, if he goes with WWE, they probably do more of the same.
Yeah.
Whereas AEW, he gets to go in a new direction with it, while still retaining that element. It depends on how much of a fuss WWE kicks up about the Fiend gimmick, whether saying, "Oh, well, we own that," and blah 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 blah.
Well, that's the deal with the Yes Movement with Bryan. He's not allowed to use it. So,
but how are they going to stop Daniel Bryan from using it? He can't do it, but the crowd's going to do it no matter what.
Every time.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't sort of do all that and everything, and call it the Yes Movement, then he should be fine. It's
he can't do the crowd.
Raise the roof if he wanted to,
Yeah, I mean, if Bray did go, and he's a different character, damn well the lighters have come out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They give him some spooky music. I mean, it might not be even be called The Fiend. He might be called something else, but it'd be a different, slightly different look, but it's still essentially the same character.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't surprise me, Steve. What are your thoughts about it?
Well, as much as I would like to see him go back to WWE, because I think he needs it, I think I think they need him.
Yeah.
There is a thing recently that came out that a fan actually was drawing up a Fiend sign in the crowd at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And the security came and actually confiscated the sign from them.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about. Maybe they're making it think he's never coming back so they can have a surprise return, because that's happened before.
Yeah, maybe.
Or there's just really bad tension with the two right now. I don't know.
I mean, maybe the whole thing could just be
could be a big work, yeah.
Yeah, WWE just playing on us,
right?
Because everyone said about the firings, and they know damn well that get rid of the Fiend is like probably one of the worst things they could do.
Exactly. No,
and then they come and say, not really, right?
Yeah,
he's still here.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see him have a feud with Malachi Black or, any other, didn't work. But I just see him being like kind of like Thunder Rosa before she signed with AEW, because she was on the show often, but then she would go to NWA, because she didn't actually sign for AEW till a month ago. Yeah. So, although she was on AEW TV for every week for almost a year. So, I would like to see that, where he actually did almost the Hardys deal, where he just went around to different promotions for a whole month or 2 months, and it was just oh my gosh, he just shows up out of nowhere and just attacks somebody.
What's to say? Because if he signed to AEW,
right?
If he did, then he could appear on Impact, right? He could appear on New Japan.
Yeah.
Right. Is it AAA that they deal with in Mexico?
I think so.
Yeah.
So there's all these places he can suddenly turn up.
Yeah.
And a one-off appearance, he turns up, does something, right? Even if the shadows, you're not perhaps entirely sure whether it's him or not.
Mm-hmm.
And then gradually working his way to AEW.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Oh,
hear that. Yeah.
You imagine the roof getting blown off when he finally showed up.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'd be calling you. I don't care what time. If it's 2 a.m, I'd be calling you, Jace, on Messenger. Going, guess what?
Yeah. Wake up. We get on the chat. We get wake up. Find AEW live right now.
be calling the wrestling panel. Yeah. All right. But yeah, and I mean, that kind of leads into what I'm going to talk about next. Raven said AEW is becoming the place to be over WWE, and to which we're going to talk about Mick Foley. Mick Foley responds to everything that's going on, and his criticism of the WWE, which he got in trouble for, but he praised AEW for compiling an incredible roster and compiling awesome storylines. Strong competition, WWE is no longer the place to be. He says the storylines and the young wrestler pushes are a joke at WWE and they're watered down. Main roster careers are crashing and burning. Don't trust WWE to do the right thing with their career. WWE has a problem. And there is an actual video of Mick Foley saying this, where I got this is quoted.
Yeah.
He said this. So he did get in trouble, like I said, but he's being honest.
Yeah, but the thing is, Mick is a legend. We know that.
Absolutely,
right? Right? And, and I don't think he's ever been, all right, maybe when he first started all the rest of it and he was trying to get a foothold, he may have bit his tongue.
Yeah.
But, what does he do in WWE now, really? A bit of behind the scenes stuff there, and probably on the Legends roster. He doesn't do an awful lot. So I think he's in a position, that if they did get in a real monk about it and fire him, they'd be saying, well, he spoke his mind, he's speaking the truth, now he's getting fired for it.
Yeah.
Right? Which would reflect badly on them. Or they just let him go.
Absolutely.
Right? He could go off to any, he could go back to Impact, whatever. He can do anything he wants. He's not short of a bubble too, is he? Because he's scrimped all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he can do what he wants, whatever he wants. So he's gonna say exactly what he feels.
But the fact that he is saying this, as well as Booker T saying WWE has a problem.
Yep.
I mean, all of these wrestlers leaving the company and now speaking out. But Mick Foley did say WWE did great things for my career.
Right.
And he does not discount, but he knows right now with the way things are going, WWE is not the place to be. Look what they did to Keith Lee. Look what they did to Buddy Murphy. You know what I mean?
Is Keith Lee actually gone now then, or?
I don't know. I think he's still kind of training, but we haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Adam Cole got smart and left before he came up to the main roster. Finn Balor, Samoa Joe. What did they do? They went back to NXT.
Yeah.
Okay. So this shows you that, things are, happening. And the fact that Vince is now taking over NXT. Steve sent me a thing. He's like, how long before you think it's gone? I go, what, by next year? Said it wouldn't put it past me for Triple H to sign with the AEW because he's aboard a sinking ship right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I love WWE. I do. I grew up with it.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
It's
a shell of what it was.
Yeah, and AEW is running it the way WWE used to be when they were WWF.
Yeah.
That is the way AEW is running it, and fans, that's what they want. And I mean, there was a thing, a statistic for the pay-per-view on Sunday that merch was pretty much sold out before the first match was over.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? I mean, they had to shut down the store we had here in Niagara Falls because merch wasn't selling.
Yeah.
There's a problem. You know?
Definitely.
Yep. Well, and their pay-per-view sales were, they said it was higher than 200,000, which was over 50% more than last year's All Out.
Yeah.
So completely almost double what they had last time. So I mean, and of course a lot of the star power does that.
Yeah.
But
I hope. But I don't know what they do in the way of meet and greets.
Yeah.
But I always felt that TNA did really good meet and greets.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Sometimes it was only 5 or 6 stars. But a lot of the time you had quite a few people there. I mean, there's what I went to. There was about 20 of them.
Yeah.
Right? All having a bit of laugh. They weren't necessarily staying in character. Right? They were just there for the fans to chat and all the rest of it, take a few photos. They're just enjoying the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I hope that AEW does something similar with theirs. Obviously, they've not been over here yet, so I can't comment on that.
No.
But I'm hoping they will come over at some point.
Yeah.
One thing that they do is that they have meet and greets often, but they also have kind of like WWE main event kind of deal where they don't advertise a certain show. Like it'll be a meetup, but then they'll have some wrestling matches, but it won't be on cameras or anything. The only way you see the matches.
Yeah, with the house shows and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, well, but those are part of the meet and greets too. Like they have it all in a certain week. They'll have that going on.
Yeah.
And they do that often.
TNA was when it was first started doing it. It was mainly house shows.
Right.
Right, and it was basically called the Maximum Impact Tour. Right.
Right.
Yes. And I think they did that for about 3 or 4 years. And I think I pretty much went to all of each year I went to at least one of the shows. And yes, the meet and greet was extra. You had to pay extra for it.
Yeah.
But you had to have a ticket you couldn't just go to the meet and greet. You had to have a ticket for the main, for the actual show.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you wanted, you could spend the extra and get the signing thing.
Absolutely. Exactly.
The house shows were fun. Because again, there were things that were happening in the house shows you wouldn't get on TV. Devon Dudley slipping on a wet mat, right? Nearly doing himself a mischief, and he was absolutely curling up laughing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If he wouldn't be able to do that, we wouldn't have been able to do that on camera. He'd have had to keep a straight face and or even look annoyed.
Yeah.
Right? But he was killing himself laughing.
Yeah.
There's all that kind of just the banter between them and the fans and all the rest of it, having a giggle.
Yeah.
Right? And okay, when they were doing the live Impact, the live shows, there was a little bit more serious, and there's certain things you had to do, and all the rest of it, buddy bar.
Yeah. But
it was still in the breaks, if you like. There was still that little bit of fun and messing around, and you don't get that. You didn't get that in WWE. I felt right.
Agreed.
I've never been to a WWE meet and greet.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping the Impact will sort of say, look, we're there for the fans.
Yeah.
We appreciate the fans. You want to charge a little bit extra. Okay, that's fine. But if you met them at a convention, Kenny Omega, he's doing, I think he's doing the Telford Comic Con. Now, he's probably charging 20. It's Telford, up near Wales, just outside Wales.
Okay.
He's doing that. Now, his autographs are probably going to be about 25, 30 quid.
Yeah.
So if you think that a meet and greet, you were paying I think you were paying about 40 quid, and you've got 20 autographs you can get, and you don't pay anything extra.
Right. Yeah.
That's a pretty
Makes
good
sense.
deal.
Yep, it could. Yep. Well, I mean, this is the thing.
Sorry, we're massively off tangent.
No, but I do understand what you're saying. But this is the thing. Mick Foley is right. I agree with him that it seems to be the place to be right now. But I hope AEW doesn't get into the rut of having too much talent and not enough time to put them all out there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like I always say, we'll see what the future holds for them, but I wish them nothing but the best because they're doing a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
But I will always love WWE. Like Steve said, it's disappointing that they're going the way they are. I don't want to see it shut down as a company.
No, I don't.
But I'm not happy with them right now. So
no. I think it'll eventually get resolved for the better. I just think
so.
it's
when they start feeling pressure,
something's got to change.
When they start feeling more pressure, I think they're going to start stepping it up.
If they are now, they are like emotionless, or they're hiding it really well. So, yeah. The next thing we're going to talk about too, it kind of upset me a little bit because as much as I don't like John Cena back on it, because I guess I do like seeing him wrestle, but I think we've had enough of the John Cena era. If he changed his character and did like a heel turn or something like this, I think it would have been better. But on the 26th, when Extreme Rules is, he was supposed to have his interview with Steve Austin on Broken Skull Sessions. However, that's been removed now and being replaced with the interview with Seth that he's going to be doing. No reason why. The Seth will be shown instead. I think it has something to do with John's Hollywood schedule because he's doing the Peacemaker thing and whatever else whatever movies he's doing. Yeah. So I think it may have interfered with his schedule or something like that, or maybe the recent events with John Cena. I don't know what's going on, but they didn't give a reason as to why.
Yeah, I can. If when is this interview with Seth supposed to be airing?
Right after Extreme Rules on the 26th.
So that I get.
Yeah, because he's not going to be there.
He's not being there. I thought he was in a match.
John Cena? No, he's off now.
Seth.
Oh, Seth is going to be on. It's John Cena's that's being removed. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, Seth is going to be having a match in Extreme Rules, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense for him to be, if you like, the feature interview with Stone Cold. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I think I probably would watch the Cena one. I don't know whether I'd enjoy it or not. I'd probably watch it just out of morbid curiosity.
Yeah. I love Steve's interviews too, right? Like I like his so much.
Steve's good at it. Yeah. He don't beat around the bush.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can understand them putting it back. I mean, it's kind of in the position because Batista never got introduced into the Hall of Fame, did he, properly, because of his Hollywood business. He couldn't fit it into his schedule, and they wanted him to be there at the actual venue, at the event. Yeah. And he couldn't do it. So,
Raven, take care, sweetie. I hope you have a wonderful evening, hon. Thank you so much for sticking around.
Sure, bye. Take care.
But yeah, no, I agree with you on that. But I mean, I could give or take John Cena interviews. We've seen enough of them. We've seen him on the Bellas. You know what I mean? And we've only seen small snippets of Seth, and then maybe he'll talk about like Becky Lynch and about their daughter Rue and everything else, right? So
I think the John Cena thing could, if they let John not be the John Cena character, be just John Cena, right, and say pretty much whatever he wants, and then it's a side we don't see of John Cena,
and that's what we need to see, him being human. Now, I know Steve's going to want to comment on this one. Braun is scheduled to be on EC3's show, Free the Narrative, independent of any wrestling shows. It blends pro wrestling, cinema, and harsh reality. Steve, I'd like to hear you talk about it a little bit, this whole thing with Braun Strowman. He is supposed to be signing with Impact. We're not too sure. He was going to do a bit of a wrestling thing with Lucha Wrestling for a bit. Hey, Love Wrestling, thank you so much. No, he is not. He's been let go. Smalls, what's going on, sweetie? Thank you for coming. So good to see you. But Steve, what are your thoughts on this narrative? Have you seen it before? What do you think EC3 and having Braun Strowman on there?
Well, speaking of Braun Strowman, I don't know if you saw that picture of X-Pac I posted recently, but he literally looks like Braun Strowman now with his new workout. Yeah. Like, I never thought I'd see X-Pac look that big. It's ridiculous. But anyway, speaking of Braun, he's kind of going the Ryback deal, it sounds like, where he's not going right back into it right away, but instead being more of like a podcaster kind of deal about it. So I don't know. I know getting Future Endeavored probably took a toll on him.
Yeah.
Because he went from having this awesome career ahead of him to suddenly just all stopped in one day. So I get that he's wanting to maybe take a break and try something new. Personally, I don't see him staying away too long from it because that's just how he is with it, his work ethic. I don't see it, but I could be wrong. EC3, the same way. I mean, same deal with him. He was a huge indie star, huge star coming up, and then suddenly just dropped off immediately. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Braun stays away for a while, but I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come back. So I think it's good that he's finding new things to go on with his career because he's got to keep himself into it without, completely being too pressed over it and all. So
yeah, exactly.
Because that will take a toll on you.
Yeah. Aiden from Manchester, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. All I have to ask you, Aiden, AC3 looks so fit, and he does. He looks really good. But I love wrestling. Aiden, I have a question for you. Is it Man City or Man United? That's all I'm going to ask you. Okay, Jace, you were going to say something?
The thing is, EC3 went back to Impact. Yeah. And from what I remember, was given a really crappy storyline.
Yeah.
Involving Moose.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? And now he's in Ring of Honor? Or was?
Yeah, I think he's in Ring of Honor now. I'm not sure. But he's got this show that he does too.
Yeah. But, I'll be interested to see what Braun says.
Yeah.
If anybody's got if anybody can send me the link later on, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have a listen. It's not something I do a lot of.
Yeah.
But, the occasional one you think, oh, yeah, you'd like to sort of hear the story and what's going on.
Yeah.
Especially when there's not an awful lot on the internet itself beforehand.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I always think it's a little bit difficult for some wrestlers when they go from WWE to, to another federation. Some of them, can go, just go from where they left off. Some need a break. Some, as I said, EC3. I don't know how well he's doing in the ring, or he might be doing very well.
Yeah.
Right? But, I used to love the character. I thought he was brilliant. When I heard he was coming to WWE, I was like, yeah, great. And then they did nothing with him.
Yeah.
It was just wasted, just sat at home all day.
Yeah.
So, maybe him being on the EC3, Braun being on the EC3 show will give the Braun that little bit of publicity and
that could.
He might be suffering from confidence issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was on, he was all right. He may know. I mean, he never got to be champ. Was the Universal champ or something?
I believe he was Universal champ for one stint.
Yeah,
for like 2 weeks.
It wasn't very long lasting, right?
And he was also tag team champions with a
5-year-old kid.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think he deserved better than he got. And I can still see him doing good things. And I think him being on something like one of these shows, because I expect quite a few people listen to it.
Yeah, I mean, he has a lot. EC3 has a lot of great ideas in which WWE stole one. So, but he's a lot of wonderful ideas. So I could see him doing big things if they let him. Yeah.
Yeah. So so what I'm saying is mate. All right, we said that he's probably signing. Is it a definite that he's signing with Impact? Or...
I think he's on. I'm not sure if he's on Impact or ROH at this moment.
Right.
But yeah.
I mean, well, that's the thing. If EC3 has felt good enough to get him on the show, maybe that's the thing for Ring of Honor to turn around and say, "Well, hang on, we know this guy's good. Right? We know this guy's good.
Yeah.
That might be the whole build up. I mean, maybe that's the thing. I don't know. We can speculate to this cows come home with things like that, but I hope good. Well, I'm saying for EC3. I hope good things happen for both of them.
Yep.
Because they both deserve it.
Absolutely. I agree. Yep. But Love Wrestling. Really. Go ahead. Sorry, what?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah. Love Wrestling says it's a shame a lot are leaving. Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. And I mean, the thing is, WWE has kind of done it to themselves, unfortunately. Like, we're huge WWE fans. But I do like that AEW is taking the approach of where WWE, when they got me interested, is what AEW is doing now, which the fans were hoping they would do with some of those storylines and do better. And less drama, more wrestling. Yeah. That's all we're saying. Yeah. Less drama, more wrestling. And good matches, too,
Yes.
Steve, I'm going to let you talk about this because I know you're chomping at the bit. CM Punk versus Darby Allin. The match was on Sunday. It was a terrific match. You could see that CM Punk was a little bit rusty, but show us your shirt, which mine is on its way. We ordered ours the night he debuted.
Just the best in the world. That's all we are.
So that's the new official AEW shirt.
That's a merch. Yep, that was the day one shirt right there.
He broke the internet the day he came out and announced that he was going to be fighting Darby Allin, which was on Rampage, right?
Yeah.
And Steve, myself, and Austin were chomping at the bit. He broke the website. We had to wait till the next morning to order our shirt. Twice.
Twice.
Yeah. So, has anybody heard of Ryan Mantle Moonshine? Yes. Yeah. It's true.
I don't know about Moonshine, but Ryan Mantle sounds familiar. I wonder if I knew him in a previous gimmick.
Maybe, I don't know.
I've got a couple of weird autographs. I got a Wrestle Crate, and I can't remember who they are. Wrestlers that I've never heard of before. So it could be one of them, for all I know.
Yeah. But we'll let you talk about that match, Steve.
Yeah.
And his return.
As we saw, CM Punk did break the website, but this is the package from Pro Wrestle Tees, and the reason I'm showing that is that he actually set a record of T-shirts sold and the amount of time and I don't know if ever, but at least the time it happened broke record on sold tees on Pro Wrestling Tees, and it was just and the pop when he did debut, when he did show up, was actually Guinness Book of World Records actually said if they were able to measure it fairly, because each place is different, capacity, the shape, everything's different, so they can't actually legitimately weigh the pop. But they said if they could have, it might have been one of the biggest pops in wrestling of all time, maybe of all time.
Yeah.
Now, on regards with the match, he did look a lot slower. He didn't look more so rusty, but he definitely, his age showed, and he seemed to have gotten more fatigued quicker, which is expected. Darby did carry him a lot through the match. He did actually do justice for CM Punk, though.
Yeah.
Because they played off of that speed advantage, so it was meant to be like that. There wasn't any botches or anything, so that was good. Yeah. Crowd was into it that whole freaking match, man. It was awesome. I mean, it wasn't like it was too quick. It was a very good paced match. It was CM Punk did the old school, slowing it down, test the strength stuff, which was cool to see because Darby wasn't doing good with it. So it was good to see the two cultures clash. Yeah. And I could break this match down. I mean, Darby did the classic. He took a GTS, fell through the ropes. Like I don't remember who did that, but want to see. I think John Cena did that in CM Punk's last match. Took it, fell through the ropes. That kind of deal. So they really played the crowd well, played to the crowd well in this match. And throughout the night, it wasn't the best match to me because I think the cage match is probably going to top every match. But for being a first match in almost 8 years, I was very impressed with it. I was very happy with it.
Yeah,
very good match.
It's only been 8 years.
Seven
and a half,
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems longer, doesn't it?
Oh,
yeah.
It really does.
But he literally looked like he left yesterday. He did he did the old school stuff. He was being cocky. Everything was just like
What music did he come out to?
Cult of Personality.
He did. Excellent.
He did.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
He was interviewed because a lot of people wanted him to come back with this fire. But he said 100% was going to Cult of Personality or it wasn't showing up. That's how bad he wanted that song. The song is him. And so the fact that he got that song, because with the debut, you heard, because in WWE they did the ch and then it played. It doesn't have that. It does like a little like TV static, and then it hits, and then the crowd just goes nuts. Like when he debuted, you couldn't even hear him. His song. It was so loud. Such a moment. They were
screaming.
It's a shame they didn't. It's a shame they didn't have Living Colour actually come out and said, just the thing. They come out on the stage and people already sort of going, "Oh no," that's it. But they had. But when he debuted, he gave away free ice cream bars. I mean, that's freaking awesome. They literally have CM Punk ice cream bars now. The whole, he told Vince that he just made them $1 million with that idea. Well, then he just gave them away for free that night. So, I mean, now they sell them at each show that they're in. I mean, this wasn't just a one-off then. They're going to be selling them all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, they are. Yeah. As long as he's there, they're selling them. So.
Okay, Steve, do you want to pull up that video that we showed last time of his entrance when he came back on Rampage that we showed at the beginning?
Oh, his debut on Rampage?
Yeah.
Oh,
man. At the end of it, he gave his interview and he goes, I'm not just here from here. I'm here for you guys. So when you guys leave for spending all this time waiting for me to come out, there's ice cream bars for free on me when you leave. And they all had what he has on his shirt, Best in the World. It has that CM Punk vanilla bean ice cream on it. It's hilarious. I loved it.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody be selling the packaging now.
Oh, probably. They were. Oh, 100% they were, yeah.
The idea of the lolly stick and everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, it's ice cream.
He did mention, so in the promo, he said that he left professional wrestling in 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, WB calls sports entertainment. He said that he understands if they're disappointed with him because, path he took and leaving. He said, "I'll understand if you understand that I was never gonna recover. Like I was always gonna be sick in the place that got me sick in the first place." Talking about WWE and made him sick. Never name dropped him, but made it obvious that he was mentioning that. So, because if you remember, he had that staph infection that they just would not let him do anything about forever. Booker T said he was being entitled because he was a 440 days champ or whatever it was, 404, 440, whatever it was. Yeah. But he was miserable with that going on, and so it's crazy. Like that's your dream to be champion. You're champion 400 days and you're miserable. That's horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing it up. CM Punk. I'm curious what the views are on it.
Yeah, exactly. I want to hear that too. Michelle, welcome in. How you doing, sweetheart? Hope you're well.
3 weeks ago. 9.1 mil.
I've actually got that album, the Living Colour album, you see. So
I love that.
I've seen them live as well, so.
They're awesome. Yeah. Love Wrestling says, "Oh my God, ice cream, I'm coming to the U.S. now." I know, right?
Yeah.
9.1 million views.
Free ice cream from CM Punk on there. It's
just vanilla covered with chocolate. That's all it is. But it's got CM Punk's logo on it, so it's worth $1 million.
He's gone. He was over at Cleveland.
Check all the pouches. Sorry, Austin was supposed to buy cat food and he didn't.
Oh, no,
unless it's in another pouch.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, Kate, quiet, Carter. We're gonna.
All right, are you guys ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
This is the beginning of the show, very beginning of the show. Listen to this crowd in Chicago.
Yeah.
listen to that pop. Yeah. Probably the loudest pop in history, I would think, for wrestling.
Love it.
I mean, and then he just soaks it in too, like Michael Jackson. Like he's posted Michael Jackson here shortly. You'll see him talking about it. There he is. So unreal. I'm still getting chills from this, and I've seen it so much.
Yeah, I got goosebumps. History in the making.
There's the Michael Jackson I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Just taking it in. It gets emotional a little bit too.
Yeah, you can barely just hear the music.
Oh yeah. Like, how do you think he was feeling right there? You know. And he's still the best in the world. It's still the same.
He was very much right. Yeah, Rach even said he was very emotional. Yep.
He said he was in talks for almost 3 years with AEW.
Look at how long he just sat there.
Yep, that's what Michael Jackson did.
he even crowd surfed, grabbed signs, talked to fans. It was amazing.
It's clobbering time.
And he's loving it, isn't he? He's genuinely
Oh my
loving
god.
it.
Every time it comes out, this is what happens. Every single time it comes out.
We can show him the crowd surf when he jumps in, and then we'll cut it there.
Yeah.
We'll let.
My goosebumps won't go down, boys.
And he's not going for a title right away either, you know? He's just trying to... He wants to build up the young talent that he never was surrounded with. That's why he's back. Look at this guy. If CM Punk is here, we riot. I love that.
Chicago's own.
That was me right there. That dude was me.
He was crying.
Oh, I was.
Here we go.
Look at this.
He's back amongst his AEW family.
It's like he never left.
His family here in Chicago.
He is. Love wrestling. He is very hot still.
Look how happy he is.
He's got a little bit more gray hair, but that's about it. All right.
There's nothing rude about saying someone's hot.
Nothing at all. So, Chase, how do you feel seeing that?
It was 2,766.
No, that's cool. That was cool. I wish I'd seen it live, you know. But I mean,
my voice
I did like CM Punk. I thought he was very good. He was another one that it was in Ring of Honor, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yo, he was an RH legend. That's what.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch the WWE debut, it was in ECW.
Didn't he wrestle against Nigel McGuinness one time?
I'm sure it's possible.
Probably.
If you go and watch his ECW debut, which was his WWE debut, he was already so over. Because people say, "Oh, he's just another ex-WWE star that WWE made." No, Ring of Honor made Punk. He was already over.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, I wouldn't say I was the biggest CM Punk fan. I do find I don't know what he's like now. He might have chilled a bit, but he was quite an arrogant son of a bitch. Pardon my French.
I think it was part of his character, though.
Well, yeah.
The Straight Society and the Nexus.
And in some ways, with the whole pipe bomb and all that, I kind of like that.
Yeah.
And when a wrestler does do that, I mean, I remember Samoa Joe, right? And he was totally out of character, and he basically he was speaking his mind, right? And I think Dixie was there, and he said, he said, "You can fire me if you want, I don't care."
Yeah.
Right, and then that was sort of like Punk's attitude a bit, right? Which in some ways, I mean, he obviously showed that he believed in himself enough to say that I can go basically anywhere I want and do anything.
Yeah.
And I can still succeed. All right, his mixed martial arts career didn't go according to plan, but I admire the guy for sort of saying, "Look, I want to at least try."
Yep.
Shoot for the moon, dude. Just go for it.
Because he would have been questioning himself all the time. Otherwise, could I do it? Right? Okay, it didn't work out the way he wanted, but he had a go. right? He got paid. He seemed to enjoy it, right? Even if he did get the crap beaten
For the
out of him,
most
he seemed
part,
to enjoy it. Yeah. So, he's one of those guys. He's sort of, I don't know. It's difficult to describe what he is. I know he means a lot to wrestling, and I perfectly understand that, and I do respect the guy for what he's done. But he's an odd cat.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
I like him a
That's
lot.
what he wants to say. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe that's why it works for him, like it does. He
Yeah.
sparks controversy wherever he goes.
Yeah. And I agree. Love Wrestling says Samoa Joe is cool, but he's changed a bit in terms of wrestling. He has. I do like who he is more now, but he's always kind of stayed true to the Samoa Joe that we know and love. He has changed a bit, but not enough to worry me.
I think with Joe, he was brought in at the wrong time. He was brought in during the PG era. It would have been nice to have been seen. It would have been nice to see the Joe who had the towel with other people's blood on it and all the rest of it. This guy. Well, the whole Joe's going to kill you because you were there and thinking, what the hell else now is he going to do to this opponent?
Well said. Yep.
And if you've ever seen some of the classic AJ versus Joe matches,
oh man,
they wanted each other. They wanted them to generally, because they're mates. They wanted them to generally slap the crap out of each other.
Oh, tear the house down matches.
Yeah, they would. The old, like the Big Show does.
The shoot matches. Yeah,
they would. You could see the blood vessels bursting on their chests from the impact. They're egging each other on to hit harder and harder.
Yeah,
it's mental. And then you throw Christopher Daniels into the mix as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? What did they just do? Their exhibition matches were amazing.
Yep. This is the things we're missing. Like, this is what we need the WWE to hear. This is the stuff we miss. And you can do this with the younger generation. You just have to tweak it a little. That's it.
I'm not saying you have to do like you did with Kurt, where he was absolutely running, pouring blood. They don't have to do all the blading stuff anymore. And I get why they don't do that, right? That's fine. But I think WWE have let it go a little bit recently. But there was a point in WWE, as soon as someone started bleeding, we got to cover it up. We got to, all the rest of it. It was pathetic.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You want people to believe what you're selling.
Exactly. Yeah. And we don't.
Otherwise, you might as well just be watching bloody Power Rangers. Otherwise.
Yeah. Do you guys ever miss the PJ era? I found it funny and really funny. Like when they did the bra and panties matches and stuff like that. Yeah, you know what? I found those kind of funny and kind of silly, kind of a time filler and stuff like that. I did. Yeah. I thought it was kind of hilarious. It was more for the men than the women. But what I like now is how they are letting the women shine. But Steve and I were also we touched on it earlier, which we'll talk more about at a later date, but they're kind of dwindling down the time that women get, that Stephanie worked so hard to get them 50-50 time. Yeah. Now all of a sudden, the women are being kind of weaned out almost, But we're going to move on. I got a couple more things, and Steve's got some news that he wants to report on as well. Hey, who cares? I'm just glad you're here. Yeah, you haven't watched it since Hogan. You know what? Since the Hulk Hogan era and stuff like that, before the Attitude Era hit, a lot of people tuned out after that. So, just a couple things. Yes, we do. We need more women on it. We need more showing talent like Sasha Banks, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Nikki Ash, stuff like that,
I think the problem was that for a while you had those
male
four,
dominated,
and it was focused on those four.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe that was it. There was too much of those four.
Yeah.
And now they're sort of struggling to find who can step up, who can be the next big one. And they're still, they're still focusing on Charlotte. Obviously, Becky's back now, so they're going to be a lot of focus on her. I suspect when Sasha and Bayley come back, the focus will be on them again. So they need to diversify it more, right? Yep. You've got all this talent, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I'd even go so far. It might sound controversial. I'd even say is to go far and get rid of the women's tag teams.
Yep.
Because you need those people concentrating on the title.
I was actually just mentioning that with Austin. Yeah, we don't like the tag team titles in the women's. I mean, we did at first, but now it's like the roster is so much shorter.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I agree with Love. You need more diversity and everything like that. I do agree. And Jace just said that. So, yeah, I agree. I'm just going to make, like I said, I'm going to make a few quick points. And then Steve's going to take over. He's got a couple things to talk about. Hi, Louisa. How are you? She's saying hi to the panel as well.
Yeah. Can you give me just a second? I just need to pop to the library.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about these real quick, and then Steve will do his. So, absolutely.
Yeah, wait me a second.
Yep. So the first thing we're going to talk about really, really quick, Cody Rhodes is taking a hiatus after his match with Malachi Black. We saw that was an awesome match, really cool match. But he's filming right now his new game show or a variety show, which is called Go Big, which is kind of like a smaller version of America's Got Talent type thing. It returns and he will be returning sometime near the end of this month. He has big plans for his return. So, I just, the throne room he means. Yes, I know what he meant. So he calls it the powder room, or I'm going to go use the telephone, or, the porcelain,
I'm going to go wish somebody. I'm going to go future endeavor somebody real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. But yeah,
okay.
Yeah, so Cody Rhodes will be back sometime this month, probably near the end of it. But like I said, he's got big plans, so I can't wait to see what they are. And the last thing I'm going to mention is, if you hadn't noticed, and it's been reported, Vince McMahon was not on SmackDown. He was not at SmackDown on Friday night. He was also not at Raw on Monday. He has missed 2 events in a row. Bruce Pritchard has been taking over for him on Raw. And the reason being, he showed 3 symptoms so far of C19. Currently, he's being quarantined due to his age. He's not taking any risks or chances.
That makes sense.
You guys, just real quick, just say yes or no, and then we're going to go to Steve. Do you think Raw and SmackDown did better without him? And that's it. Jace, yes, or did you watch it yet?
I haven't seen SmackDown yet. I thought Raw was okay with the tag team turmoil thingy.
Right.
It's a bit weird that they split it in half like they did, but I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Still loads of room for improvement. It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah.
I can't say any more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the tag team turmoil idea, I always love those kind of deals. It's like King in the Ring for tag teams to get the title shot. I don't like the split thing, I'm cool with, but I didn't like them adding in MVP and Bobby just for them to have a rematch. They did all that just to get a rematch.
Right.
I didn't like that. I did like, because it's going to be weird, because now you're going to have Randy taking on Bobby and them taking on each other again for titles. Like, they're like trying to give each other everyone's titles. I'm like Randy's in a tag team right now. I don't know why he's going for the world title. I don't know why Bobby Lashley, the world champion's going for tag title. It's just, it was good matches. I mean, of course, they had to tease us by having Xavier Woods roll everybody up the whole time, because you know how we joked that they had too many roll-up wins.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Yes, they did.
Speaking of Shayna Baszler, who went from being this ridiculous undefeated maniac, insane wrestler, to now she's the most rolled up superstar in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. But SmackDown, actually, the first time I was actually pretty hyped by watching a WWE show. Like, it was pretty good. SmackDown was actually pretty good this week. I know it was the Madison Square Garden show.
No, but that's coming.
Yeah. That was...
So I'm just saying thank you to Michelle. Yeah, because Michelle, Vicky did tell me that you had plans for that for me, and I really do. I think you were on a Wednesday, and I did mention it there. I don't know if you saw it in the chat. But yeah, no, I really do appreciate that. It's nice to know that people were thinking of me, and a lot of people were thinking of me. I was quite overwhelmed by it, to be fair.
Oh yeah, we missed you.
Yeah, we did miss you last week or a couple weeks ago.
If no one's seen it, I know it's a little bit promotion, but if people haven't seen it yet, go and watch the acts of kindness video that the YouTube guys did for me.
Yeah, that I actually did watch. It's on his Not Suitable for Mom channel, but go and watch it. It is very hard. It was a little heart-wrenching for me because it's hard to see one of my good friends that I've known for a very long time going through what you're going through. So so
well, apart from the headaches, I'm pretty much all right now. So
that's awesome.
That's good.
All right, so we're going to turn the panel over to Steve. He's got a couple things he wants to report regarding, I think it's AEW and a couple other things, but
just some small stuff.
The hot seat is now yours, my dude.
All right, so MJF has been actually having interactions with WWE stars on social media.
All right.
Because they have a show coming up in New Jersey, and he was like, oh great, we're going to Jersey, and then Happy Corbin responded and was saying, yeah, it kind of sucks, and then he asked Corbin, he's like, so how are you doing? He's like, man, I'm doing well, man, I'm winning everything. He's like, I'm glad to see you're doing good, the heel and heel thing. And then Liv Morgan responded, and she said that Mr. Friedman, Jersey's the best place ever because she's from there, and then he responded, Miss Morgan, something it sucks or something. So they've been just small, breaking the fourth wall interactions, which is cool. I like seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now
they're probably all just having a giggle.
Oh yeah. It's definitely pissing Vince off because he wants to make you think that those people don't even exist. But now the next thing is Liv Morgan has been posting a lot of videos lately of her with Ruby and Sarah Logan, like just constantly posting videos. Like she is very like happy for Ruby, but she's in such a miserable spot right now. She's just like, I feel so bad for her. She just released a new clothing line, so she's got that. I think it's called Live More or something like that. Yeah. But I mean, she's just, you could tell she's not happy right now. And I don't know if it's any jealousy. I don't think she'd be jealous, but I think she's just super happy for Ruby. The women, there was supposed to be a women's match on SmackDown. We didn't really mention this. There was going to be a women's match, but there was a match between Edge and I think they called them just Rollins this time for some reason. They called them Edge and Rollins. And I hope they don't take Seth's name away. That's ridiculous. But they had a match with Edge and Rollins that actually went longer than they wanted it to go. So they had to cut the women's match out, which would have been the main event, I believe. They cut the women's match. Right. And Zelina Vega, she actually lost her father during the events of 9/11, which is actually kind of ironic we're mentioning this today. It is. And so she had gear. She had gear completely devoted to her father, like really cool ring gear. And her match got cut. It's just, I feel so bad for her. That happened. Just a lot of small details. I don't remember what else we haven't mentioned yet, Vicky, but just a lot of weird oddities. Kenny Omega, this is what he was saying. I remember I mentioned that. Another social media thing is right now everyone's kind of going, oh, you can only watch WWE. Oh, you can only watch, like they're having a war right now. And Kenny Omega's been stepping up like, look, I have friends on both sides. You watch what you watch and you have fun with it. We're not at a war. This isn't the late 90s. You can, enjoy everything.
Yeah.
So Kenny Omega, reaching everyone. Kenny Omega actually was rated the number one wrestler in the world. Number 2 being Roman Reigns, which that surprised me, the Roman Reigns one. I don't really remember what else news other than that we haven't covered already, but a lot of smaller things, nothing like too out of it. I mean, like we mentioned earlier, Bray Wyatt's no compete ends a week before Full Gear, so that's kind of interesting. The Dark Order is kind of, I don't know if they're breaking up, but they did have a match on Dark this week. It was Evil Uno versus Allen Angels. And then that was that. And then they actually had a tag match with the Dark Order versus the Dark Order this week, I believe, on Dynamite. And then after that match, they kind of broke out and were all fighting each other. So they're like breaking up right now. Anna Jay she returned during the before the pay-per-view. Anna Jay came out to try to settle everything, but Ty Conti did hold her back. Told them that they got to settle themselves. So I don't know what's going on with the Dark Order. It's kind of concerning, but Brian Pillman is getting a push right now. I don't know if it's because he was in Cincinnati, which is his hometown, but
Yeah.
I mean that they like doing that. They're not like WWE where if you're in a hometown you lose every time. So it's like the complete opposite. You usually win, but they're just changing it up right now. The like I said, like All Out's like their mania, so they're starting to add in new storylines. Obviously, the Adam Cole and Bryan thing. Bryan's going to be challenging Omega or wanting to, but I think they're taking Adam Cole into a more like not managerial role, but like more into like a singles competitor in a tag team atmosphere. I think it's going to be pretty cool what they're doing with him, like the UE kind of deal what he did there.
Yeah, I was going to ask, with all this business that's going on with NXT, are there going to be changes to NXT UK?
They're actually, and I was actually going to talk about that. Hey, Tartan Army, how's it going? Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. My buddy from Scotland. They're actually, which really threw me off, which I was going to save this to the end, but I will mention it now that you've asked, Jace. They are shutting down UK NXT.
Why?
They're getting rid of the other brands.
Yeah.
There's another ban.
Another brand, yeah.
Oh, right. So, because is 205 still going?
Don't know. 205, no, I don't think is still going.
Because they shut off, I believe it was their Asian, like New Japan or Japanese division, whatever it was.
Their Asian division is shut down as well.
Yep, and now I think UK is the next one that they're getting rid of, which it could be just budget cuts or whatever, but...
That's ridiculous, because they were doing really well.
Which that would be part of the 100 people release thing, I'd imagine, so...
Yeah. I mean, with that 100, was it just staff, or was it wrestlers as well?
Most of it was staff, but there are some wrestlers. Yeah, they haven't named names yet, but there are more releases to come. I was really upset about it because I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Because some of the best wrestlers that we've pulled up, Pete Dunne, Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, all these guys came from the UK, and then for them to dissolve,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of get it with the money aspect, but I thought they were doing really well with it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Right. I mean, look at Walter. Right. And Walter and Ilya Dragunov.
Oh man, yeah.
Who's now the
but they had that match on NXT.
That match was fantastic.
Yeah.
They had that match on NXT, and I didn't mean to cut you off, Jason. I just had to say this before I forget. They had that match on NXT, so what I'm thinking is they're going to kind of combine the two and then dissolve the UK one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just makes me sad because there's so many up-and-coming, like, Dewdrop. Sorry, I just forgot her name at the moment.
Piper Niven.
Piper Niven and stuff like that coming up. There's tremendous talent. You had Paige as well, right? So
but then,
this is,
you had that with 205 Live. I mean, whatever happened to old Jack Gallagher?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? What are they going to do with Trent Seven and Tyler Bate? Are they going to bring them up?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I think what they should do, in a way, if they are going to combine the two, okay, yes, they want to save money, blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah,
but I think they want to, if you like, say that so the UK guys, because that was part of it as well, was the UK guys didn't have to be in the US if they didn't want to be.
Exactly,
right?
That's my point of it.
Walter said, he doesn't want to travel, right?
Or
he did
can't.
that one, obviously.
Or can't for that fact, right?
Yeah. Right. Whatever the case may be. So I would like to see them, if they're going to do this, is say like they have 3 months recordings.
Yeah.
Right, because it's not live anyway.
No.
you have 3 months recordings in the US, and then everybody goes back to the UK.
Yeah.
3 months there.
Yeah.
Do all those recordings and so forth. That way, everybody, you get a little, still getting a focus on the UK stars. It's not just about the US stars.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
Well, they got to afford Brock Lesnar's new contract, so.
Well, exactly. That's right.
He looks bloody ridiculous now. I'm sorry. He looks like a complete idiot.
I actually kind of like
his
it.
hairdo is the same hairdo that Bryan Danielson has right now.
Yep.
Same exact hairdo. Yep. The bun. They both got the bun going on right now.
I don't like bun hair.
What I like about it though, like
Triple H had the same bun.
He's got the rugged. He's got a rugged look, but I don't like the ponytail. And let it down. Who cares?
Yeah. Someone like Roman Reigns can kind of get away with it.
Yeah,
it's because it's the darker hair color. Kind of works with his look.
Yeah,
right. But it's like giving well, it's like when Joe Elliott from Def Leppard had blooming dreadlocks. He looked bloody ridiculous.
I know, it looks so sad. But anyways, yes.
Well, it's like having a blonde afro. It just don't work.
Exactly. Walter is definitely a beast. Yes, Jason has not farted at all, Dewey, so we're good. Look hot with a bun, Jason.
Yeah.
But anyway, Steve, we'll let you get back to. Do you have any more to report?
Have to think of it. So you go ahead. If it comes to me, I'll let you know. Just whatever you got left.
Well, because I was going to say we're about 20 minutes past our 2-hour mark that we usually go, and I'm sure Jason's got to get some Z's over
That's
there.
All good.
Yeah. But I do want to thank Dewey, Raven, Jimmy, I think it's Jonathan, Michelle, Rach, Love Wrestling, and if I forgot you, I'm so sorry. Anybody else that came in tonight, we really do appreciate you guys being here. It does mean a lot. We're here every other Saturday.
Yeah.
The 25th, we're doing it. I don't know if Jimmy's still here. I'll have to get word on it and I'll let you know. But on the 25th, we should be doing our live prediction show before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Yep. It's usually about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, guys, make sure you go to Jimmy Barnes' channel and check him out. He's a great bloke. Jason, go check out his channel at Not Suitable for Mom.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Steve does CSB Wrestling, not CBS. Yep. CSB Wrestling on Twitch with his buddy Austin, where they've created their own character.
We haven't sold out yet.
Roster.
I'm not. Thank you very much, but I'm not cool. I've never been cool.
You are. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, guys, we love you so much, and like I said, Aiden, thank you so much for coming in. We do appreciate it.
Yeah, D-Star.
Yeah, D-Star, yes. Thank you so much, D-Star, for coming in. And we will see you all next week. Bye.